Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your courtesy of extending this, and thank you for your statement. We have a lot to discuss. Historical high budget request, the cost of the war in Iran. Mr. Secretary, I appreciate this year that you opened up a dialogue with Chairman Calvert, myself, and with our authorizing Senate colleagues. When we last met, we asked for information to help us determine what the department needs to ensure our national security. We are still waiting for the information. We've asked several times for a complete update on munition levels, and it has not been provided. This lacking of delivery timely information for the committee is appearing to become a pattern. We've requested briefings on the status of the funds appropriated for Ukraine. That took 6 months for us to be adequately briefed. The reconciliation bill, which was enacted on July 4th of last year, we still need the details of how the funds were allocated and that were not provided to us until a 10-month wait. 10 months we waited for that. Details have been provided on Golden Dome, but only $185 billion of the program, and that's the initial research and development. We still have no idea what the costs are following on for procurement or maintenance of the program. The department must do a better job of sharing the information with us. With respect to the war in Iran, Mr. Secretary, I saw your comments in the Armed Services Committee. It was disappointing that you referred to members of both parties as defeatists. I know you won't bring personalities into this at this hearing, and I will not questionize your patriotism, nor will you question mine. But the cost of this war continues to rise as forces remain in the region. The Appropriations Committee has a fiduciary responsibility to the American people, so we will ask serious questions that need to be answered, and that's our constitutional duty. Chairman Calvert and I have asked for a breakout of funding needs for Operation Epic Fury. We need to know the impact of what it's having on the services executing missions beyond the war. The department notified us that the standard fuel price for the services has increased from $154 to $195 a barrel. That's more we have to pay for fuel, then there's less money available for training and exercise that the services need to perform. And the department does not have enough general transport authority to cover these activities without a supplemental. We must understand the department, what it will do if a supplemental is not sent to the Hill or enacted. Now for the 2027 request. The baseline budget of the Department of Defense requests over $200 million over last year's enacted level. When combined with the mandatory funding for defense requests throughout reconciliation, that's an increase of $400 billion, and that includes military construction. Together, that's nearly 44% increase in defense spending over last year. And the President proposes a domestic investment cut of $75 billion, or 10%. These cuts will have an impact on our national security in many ways, particularly cuts to education. The primary concern of the defense budget is that the administration split between discretionary funding and the appropriations control, mandatory funding that we do not control. Mr. Secretary, the administration is taking an enormous risk by asking for $350 billion in priorities through reconciliation. As we told you in our last meeting, reconciliation is not the best way to fund the department. Last year, reconciliation created broken glass, funding holes for vital programs that the appropriators had to fix, and that's why we need the information in a timely fashion. Most of your mandatory funding requests are for what you call presidential priorities: Golden Dome, drone dominance, munitions, the defense industrial base. What the administration submitted to us for these programs was a 28-page document, and that's not enough to properly explain $350 billion in funding. These programs will not be completed in one fiscal year, and they will have tails. That will put our department and our committee in a very difficult situation next Congress. Finally, as the chair did, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our service members, active duty, National Guard, and Reserve components. They serve with honor and distinction, and I want to especially acknowledge those who have served in harm's way, including those who have fallen and who have been injured in Operation Epic Fury. Their families need to know that we will never forget them and that they have our enduring gratitude and support. Gentlemen, I look forward to your testimony. Mr. Chair, I yield back.
Then like, share, and subscribe to Mirror Now.